Welcome back, everyone. A cool article that's kind of a follow-on from an article we had last month. If you remember, we talked about trains and that really crazy new hobby where people were sort of riding or surfing on the back of trains, and it all sounded rather crazy and dangerous. But this is a lot safer. A young 17-year-old German man who has a lovely name that you can read in the article. He had an interesting idea. He bought a rail pass, a yearly rail pass for 10,000 euros, quite an expensive deal, but that meant he could go on any train, anywhere, as much as he wanted for an entire year. So he started sleeping on the trains. He would, Germany's quite a big country, so he would book a sleeper train overnight, so he could rest and so on. And then he would book sort of shorter trips during the day, so he could pick get a nice seat, sit with his desk and do his work on his laptop. He was a digital nomad of sorts. And yeah, he did this for an entire year, meeting people on the train. He handled his showering by getting off at certain stations and going to the local swimming pool to use the shower and washing facilities. And he absolutely loved it. He loved it so much, he renewed his pass for the next year and upgraded to the first class service or to the higher tier. So I guess he must have paid a little bit more for slightly more luxurious seats. And he didn't have to compete with so many passengers to get those rooms, which was a bit of a concern the first year. And I think that the company that runs their national train service, they'd heard about him. I'm not sure if I remember how they heard about him, maybe from online posting. And they wanted to meet up with him and they interviewed him about his experiences, and they were actually really supportive. They thought he was providing some cool promotion for the rail services and enjoying his time. So it was a win-win.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yes, his plan for the third year was to perhaps get a Interrail pass for 33 European countries, as many trains as you want, and he could just literally go anywhere, anytime, become a truly rolling enterprise, never staying in one place for more than a few hours even.
17.
What a cool guy. What a unique lifestyle. And I'm betting he's a train enthusiast. I bet he's a train spotter, writing down the numbers, trying to check off as many routes as possible. I bet this kid is a secret train spotter.
Maybe not so secret.
Maybe not so secret. It was obvious to me.
33 countries with different trains in different countries? By digital nomad, they mean just train research the entire time.
Maybe that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the aspects that was important to this lifestyle that this guy has set up for himself is minimalism. Obviously, he's constantly on and off trains, so he can't carry a ton of stuff. He's gone like real back to basics, super minimal lifestyle. So what do you think about this, John? Why do people want to live a minimalistic lifestyle? And what are the pros and cons of this in your opinion?
Well, I think there's a couple factors. Minimalism has a good sort of draw to it because it will often be cheaper, which is a great thing in our economy. It will make choices more simple, which is also a great thing for the time economy that we're kind of living in right now. And also, I think it's a reaction to the opulence of previous generations. I feel like it seems like the world is always on a pendulum, swinging from one extreme to the other. And it feels like minimalism was kind of going against that sort of really rich, get all the money and things you can that came in the previous three generations. I feel like there's a variety of factors. Pros, definitely there's less consumption in theory, but it does seem like people, when they go into minimalism, they might do maximalist minimalism. They kind of go overboard. They're like, I'm making everything minimalist, which means I'm going to redo my entire house, creating even more waste and kind of a lot of expense as well. But yeah, pros are probably less consumption. Cons are sometimes minimalism is ugly and kind of like, what do you work for type of thing? What do you want to live for? If there's other values out there, then put your money and time to that. You don't have to be minimalist in everything.
Yeah, a bit impersonal sometimes, perhaps, because you've got no personal objects or
less
mementos.
Oh, I have a lot of mementos.
That's mementos, not Mentos.
Yeah, the candy.
They're candy. So what do you think about sleeping on a train? Do you think it's possible to get a good night's sleep on a train?
I think for some people it's there. I took a sleeper bus once in Vietnam. I found out I'm not the greatest person for sleeping on public transportation. It also had to do with the fact that the sleeper cabins or seats, and one of them, were not near my length.
John is very tall.
Yeah. But I feel like trains would be better. They're smoother, more direct line, probably quieter, especially in Germany. And maybe could be built longer.
Yes, there's
bit
probably
more
more
private
space.
too, more space.
Privacy.
Yeah, especially first class.
Oh, yes, now he's gone for the upgrade.
I know. Good old German guy name.
All the more reason to get a sleeper train and try out this thing.
Yeah.
So, but before you go booking your Interrail tickets, let's go down to the vocab section, check it out, pick up a few useful items, don't just whistle by, and then hopefully come back and see us in the next article. We'll see you there. Bye.
Cryptically.
Cryptically.
Fire up.
Fire up.
Digital nomad.
Digital nomad.
On the downside.
On the downside.
All the more reason.
All the more reason.